Welcome to Mamahood After Trauma, where we stop pretending and heal out loud. I'm Emily Cleghorn, trauma survivor, cycle breaker, and mama rebuilding from the inside out. If you're ready to break cycles, trust yourself again, and rise without shame, you're in the right place. Let's go. Before we dive in, mama, if you're a mama healing from trauma and trying to parent differently, but you're not sure what support or next step is right for you, I totally understand. And that's why I've created something to help. Take my free Find Your Next Step to Calm and Healing quiz to discover where you are in your healing journey and what your next best step looks like. You'll find the link in the show notes below. Hello, Mama, and welcome to this episode of the Mamahood After Trauma podcast. I'm thrilled that you have taken some time out of your busy mama schedule to tune in and listen to our conversation today. Today, we are joined by Alix. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm looking forward to our conversation today. So let's dive in and get started by having you share a little bit about who you are and how you came to be working in the space.
Absolutely. Hello to all the mamas out there. I am a mama as well to two little girls. I am a hypnotherapist, and the reason that this whole kind of journey started for me actually was after mamahood. So when I became a mom, I most certainly had issues with kind of loss of identity, loss of purpose. Um, Entwined in that, within the same kind of 1 to 2 years, I was also having what I now know is called secondary infertility. So while I got very easily pregnant the first time around, the second time was proving really difficult. And the more stressed I got, the more I got into my head. And in both situations, I turned to hypnotherapy. And it's not to say that the hypnotherapy gave me what I wanted. It was more that the hypnotherapy allowed me to understand my own inner power. And so it wasn't an automatic, oh, I've done this and now I want to provide it for the world. That happened in baby steps, but it affected my life so deeply that I decided I wanted to understand more and then offer it to other women.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. So, could you walk us through a bit of your journey and how you came to discover hypnotherapy?
Yeah, of course. So, probably in my early to mid 20s, I started doing regular talk therapy. I went to a therapist for years, actually.
Mhm.
And this is not to take away from talk therapy. I think that people were all beautifully different and people resonate with different things.
Mhm.
I spent years in talk therapy, and I remember that one week, I'm not kidding you, I had my own therapist appointment. I was dating someone and we had a couples therapy appointment, and then the couples therapist had asked to see me solo. So in one week, I had 3 therapy appointments, and it was as though a light went on that just said, this isn't working. And I found that for me, I was talking a lot about my feelings, but nothing was getting changed. So that was when I started looking for other healing modalities. And that was when I was very lucky. It just happened by somewhat coincidence that not hypnotherapy alone, but the form of hypnotherapy that I studied in, which is called Rapid Transformational Therapy, came across my path.
And so, what are the benefits that you have seen from using this modality?
I think the best way to answer that is to kind of step back and realize how our mind works.
Hmm.
So you have the conscious mind, which is where we're at,
Hmm.
where we think we're at most of the day, which is actually not true. But the decisions you make, the things that you're really thinking about. And then we have the subconscious mind. And that, I didn't know this before, that runs our entire life. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, scientists are putting that at like 95% of our day.
Mm-hmm.
And so before, I think what was happening was that I was going to therapy appointments and I was living in my conscious mind. I was talking
Mm-hmm.
about my feelings, I was talking about my decisions. And then when I'd get out into the real world, my triggers,
Mm-hmm.
my previous trauma, all of that came from a deep place of subconscious beliefs, but I didn't know. And so when I went through hypnotherapy, and hypnotherapy, essentially, I think a lot of people are misled. They think of like stage hypnotherapy, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not what healing hypnotherapy is. So when you do a healing hypnotherapy, it's just a state of consciousness where you're focused, where you're really relaxed. And so you're able to get into that subconscious and understand, okay, here are the patterns that I keep living in, but where did they come from? And in realizing and learning those patterns, you then go directly to the subconscious and unlearn them, replace them with better beliefs. And that was something I couldn't do in regular therapy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I because if you're living in your conscious mind, that's a very different place than your subconscious.
Oh,
And
totally.
like you can talk until you're blue in the face about what you what you know your patterns are. Like you can know them in your conscious mind and you can talk about them until you're blue in the face,
Yes.
but
Yes.
you're not accessing them on a subconscious level, which is where the roots are.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so
And
it's
I've heard you say before that like that healing is about kind of layers of the onion, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
the subconscious for me is, and I am so happy about my journey. It's not that I'm saying I regret those years in therapy, but those were the outer layers, and the subconscious
yeah,
really helped me get to the core.
yeah, yeah. The subconscious is like the very center of the onion.
Yes.
You got there's
Yes.
a lot of tears between the outside of the onion and the middle.
Oh my goodness, I love this analogy for, on so many levels. There are, but they're wonderful too. You
Yeah,
know,
they
I
they
think, I'm
they
sorry,
serve
go
a
ahead.
purpose. Those tears serve a
Absolutely.
purpose.
Yes, yes. And the beautiful thing is that regular talk therapy helped me understand a level of awareness that I wasn't my feelings, that there was a space, that kind of gap. And when I dived into hypnotherapy, that was when it was like, okay, yes, there's this gap, but a light bulb turned on.
Hmm.
And I remember in my first hypnotherapy session, I mean, memories that I hadn't thought about in years came to the surface, but they clearly had affected me. They had imprinted this idea in me that either you're not good enough or it doesn't work out for you. And it was just fascinating to find that memory come to light. It was brewing in there, and I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah. It can surprise you what comes up out of the
Yes,
subconscious because,
yes,
like, the subconscious mind develops before the conscious mind, and
yes.
you live in your subconscious mind as a small child,
Absolutely.
and the the path the pathways are developed long before your conscious brain
E-
kicks in.
Even, yeah. And scientists put that at about 6 or 7. So
Yeah.
from the time you're born, I would say I have clients that even remember things from the womb. So from conception through to 6 or 7, when you look at my background before hypnotherapy was in science. I majored in biology, then I majored again in dental hygiene. So I love the research behind things. And if you look at brain waves and brain activity,
Mhm.
um, up until the age of 6 or 7, children are sponges. They
Mhm.
scientifically, it's called a theta brainwave. So everything you speak over them, everything that is around them,
Mhm.
children are taking in, this is my beliefs about the world. These are my beliefs about me. Um, Often, and this is something that is so sad, but it's true, when children don't receive the love, the safety, the protection that they need to get because they don't have any conscious way of reasoning, it's not in their brain development. What they do is turn around and go, there must be something wrong with me.
Mhm.
It's not that my parents have a problem, that it must be something wrong with me. And you're totally right. Then that becomes part of your learned behavior for the rest of your life until hopefully, whether it's through hypnotherapy or another healing modality, you unlearn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Until hopefully someday the switch flips and you're like, oh, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hello. So cute.
Oh.
When was for you, when was the first time that you were able to kind of tap into your subconscious?
Well, for me, it's still a work in progress.
Mm,
Um, but the awareness that I had a lot of work to do
mm,
um, kicked in 2018 when I became a mama.
wow.
That was that was my light bulb moment.
Yeah.
And um, over the last, good golly, almost 8 years now,
Hmm.
um, time flies. Holy cow! How do I have an almost 8 year old? Um, it's been a journey of peeling back the onion, and
Yeah.
I think right now where I'm at in my personal journey is almost to the center.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
And I feel
So
like it never stops, by the way.
oh no, no.
No.
Healing, trauma recovery, um, it's like it's like a never ending onion. It just keeps going and going and going. But at different levels, right? Like
Mm,
you don't come to the same spot in your onion. I saw another
hmm.
creator explain it like um, how a tree grows.
Hmm.
Because when a tree gets its bark has a laceration in it, it it doesn't stop growing. It
Hmm.
grows around it.
Yes.
Um, and so you come to that that trigger or that event, but you're not at the same spot.
Yes. What a beautiful analogy.
Yeah. And
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that analogy of the tree was very it's it's quite accurate because
Hmm.
in my work I'll hear people say, "Well, I thought I already dealt with that trigger or I thought I already dealt with that
Yes.
thing and now it's coming back around again." Well, that's
Hmm.
when you're coming to the point where that laceration in the tree bark was and you've got to grow around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
it it takes a couple of times, but each time you heal a little bit more. And
Hmm.
yeah, I've done a lot of reflecting. Well, why is why is it like that? And
Hmm.
that's part of our body's survival mechanism because if we were able to feel all of those feelings, those
Hmm.
hurt all at one time,
Hmm.
maybe it's too much for your nervous system to handle all at once.
Right.
So dealing with it in small portions is manageable.
Yeah, definitely. And you see that even in hypnotherapy, there's obviously everyone has had a different path. And
Mhm.
so while two people might want to work on the same thing, given what you've gone through, one person may be able to achieve their level of what they consider success in one session. Another person might need three, but you're totally right. It's reviewing and uh, making small steps forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because,
absolutely.
too much at once threatens survival. So,
And don't you find it so interesting that both of us started this reflection after becoming moms? And I feel like so many women out there
mhm,
are, times are changing. I know my mother didn't have the capability for this, but we're in a place now where we're really healing and raising children at the same time.
yeah.
It's a phenomenal load to carry. I mean, I'm very proud of all of the women that I see right now that are not just trying to make their children's lives better, but they're really doing this for a collective whole. It's
Yeah.
awe-inspiring.
Yeah. I think we are sitting in a place in society right now where we are really shifting and breaking a lot of patterns and cycles that our ancestors didn't have the resources for, didn't
Mhm.
have the capacity for.
Mm.
Um, and that work is, it's not easy by any
No.
means. Um, but it is lineage shifting work.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And it is quite amazing when you think about, for example, like, had you known my grandmother on
Mhm.
the outside, ooh, she was the definition of fierce before,
Oh yeah.
fierce was really used. But actually, what she installed in her children and her grandchildren, without knowing it, was a deep sense of insecurity.
Hmm.
And when you look back at her life, because now we are blessed enough, you're right, this generation is blessed enough to have the resources. We're not in survival mode the way that they were in
Hmm.
some ways. And so I look back and I realize that even though she did not mean to do this, she really installed um, generational wounds of you're unworthy.
Hmm.
And so now it's my job, especially because the universe gave me two daughters, to turn around and not only heal myself, but really install in them to know that they're brilliant, that the world
Yeah.
needs kindness, that they're amazing. And so, yeah, it's not easy, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that I've been working on with my kids, because I
Mm,
grew up believing that I had to earn my worth and my love
mhm,
and all of those things. And so
mhm.
now my kids will ask me, Mommy, are you proud of me because I did
Oh,
whatever? And I
yeah.
said, well, yeah, I think that's really cool, but you don't have to do anything for Mama to be proud of you. I'm proud of you just for the person you are.
Yeah.
And in doing that, I'm trying, hoping to instill in them that they are they are worthy
Mhm.
just because they are.
Yes.
And they don't have to do anything
Yes.
to earn their worth or earn love.
Yes. And that's
And
beautiful.
I think that's something that in itself is something that has been passed on from generation to generation, that you have to earn. You have to earn it. You
Hmm.
have to earn your place.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that I'm breaking with my kids. So,
I love
um,
that. I
yeah.
truly love that. That is the epitome of self-awareness, feeling your feelings, changing a habit or an action. That's wonderful. And I feel that the reason that I wanted to, because this hypnotherapy modality helped me so much, and then I wanted to turn around and offer that to others, is in knowing that even in the little tweaks that we make with our children, all of us have lost our cool because
Oh
these
yeah,
kids,
it happens.
I think
We're
I was
human.
looking at, absolutely, I was looking at a statistic of how many times moms get called in an hour. It's phenomenal. But my point being that I realize that if I can help women, even in the slightest, because sometimes when you
Yeah.
lose it, things come out of your mouth like, you know, all sorts of stuff are happening, and you'll hear a mom say, "What is wrong with you?" And she doesn't mean it. She does not mean
No.
it. She's just frustrated. She probably doesn't have help. There's a million things going on. But because now I know that that child is really taking that in, there's something wrong with me. And
Mm,
so this is what fires my belly. This is why I love doing the
yeah.
work, because if I can help any mama get a little bit more in touch and a little bit more calm in terms of her central nervous system. Our sleep, I mean, my kids are a little bit older now, so they're sleeping through the night. But at the beginning, our sleep is, 1 hour here, 2 hours there. But if I can help you tap in and train your subconscious mind to say, my sleep might be short, but it is fulfilling deep sleep, then I feel like I've really done something. It's that kind of stuff that fills your soul.
Yeah. Yeah. So how can mamas connect with you further if they'd like to do so?
Absolutely. I think the easiest way is through Instagram. Um, my handle is the word align, so ALIGN dot with dot, and then my name is spelled Alix, ALIX. Um, but I'm sure you have all the info as well under your episode. And I wanted to say for your listeners, because I know you always ask kind of what things mamas can tap into for free. Um, for your listeners, if anyone feels it would be helpful, I am very happy to send them it is generic, but a recording for mamas to, 10 minutes short, but breathing techniques, self-induced hypnotherapy, just to calm you down and really give you the motivation and the wherewithal to know that you're on the right path and you got this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alix. It was a
You're
pleasure
so
having you on
welcome.
the show. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Me too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Be sure to follow the podcast so new episodes land right in your feed each week. And if you're wondering what your next step toward calmer, more confident motherhood looks like, take my free Find Your Next Step to Calm and Confidence quiz found in the show notes below. Until next time, mama, mend the past so you can mama in peace.